Welcome to the Thriver Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Marian, embodied leadership coach, holistic wellness consultant, and TEDx speaker. I'm on a mission to empower individuals and organizations to thrive from the inside out. Hey Thrivers! So on the Thriver Lifestyle Podcast today, I'm going to have a solo episode. And I really wanted to talk about this topic because it is so life-changing. And I wanted to give you all the information. So on today's episode, I'm going to talk about all of the energetic, operational, systematic shifts that I have made in my business to go from my hustle, grinding, masculine, burnt out, survival kind of energy, you know, the one that for the most part, our culture teaches us that we need to just go, like we're machines, and how I've shifted it into a feminine energy led business. I actually taught a masterclass on this. I'm linking it below where I go into even more detail, but I needed to film this. And I really want people to know that there is a different way, especially women. There is a different way to operate your business. It is the new paradigm way. And I say new paradigm, it's not really new. It's actually a blend of ancient wisdom, indigenous, matriarchal type wisdom with new technology, because I'm going to be talking about AI. And really this beautiful blend that is, I just think it's life-changing. So I'm going to get into it. Okay. And a little bit of backstory. If you haven't listened to my episode 1, where I talk about the reason for my podcast, if you didn't listen to it, I'm going to give you a short synopsis. I used to have this podcast when I started in 2017. And after almost 100 episodes, I burnt out. And I was operating really from my survival masculine energy, even though I had a successful business. It was really after my divorce. I had a lot of health issues. I really needed to tend to myself. I decided to take a sabbatical because I just didn't feel in integrity with really coaching and serving clients when I had to reroute all that energy to myself, to a lot of healing, to just for me. I maybe kept a couple clients, but for the most part, I didn't launch anything. I really wanted to take some time to go into the underworld, to cocoon. And I had so many cycles of deaths and rebirths. And I think that's really what's so important to admit, right? And to acknowledge and to be so real and honest about this journey, this entrepreneurial journey, especially if you are a visionary, a healer, a creative, a heart-led leader, an entrepreneur. For me, what works for me is when I'm in it, I want to be fully present in it. I usually like to share from an empowered place. I know that there's people out there that share when they're in it. And yes, there's a process. Like for me, I'll share as I'm going through things, but if I'm going through a deep transformation, and after my divorce, I did, I just wanted to cocoon and I needed that sabbatical time, okay, to get so much clarity for how to shift my business. So let's just dive into it, okay? I'm going to share all the things. And I'm filming here, not in my usual backdrop in my office, because I am in front of my laptop looking at my beautiful view of my backyard. And I just wanted natural light because I needed to read off all the notes that I had. I have a lot, okay? So take notes. One of my clients and really good friends actually said, more women need to know this. I think this information is so important. And I had another friend say wow, I didn't know that there was a different way. And now that she's trying these different things out in her own business, she also sees a huge shift. This is what I teach my clients. This is what I embody. And this is not just a business shift. This is literally a lifestyle shift. This is an embodiment. This is a way of being. Okay. So even though I say feminine led business, this is literally just a whole embodiment lifestyle change. This will change how you live, how you lead, how you love, because everything's connected. Okay. So let's dive in. The energetic shifts that I made, and I'm going to call it the old way and the Empress way, which is the title of my masterclass. It's really this new paradigm way. And the reason why it's Empress, if you all know Empress in tarot, she's the queen of queens. She is this really she is embodied. She is the connection between the earthly realm and also the spiritual. Like, she is embodied. Okay. Empress card. Look her up. So the first shift is that my nervous system, my emotional regulation is my strategy. I do not take action. I don't launch. I don't do anything until I really regulate my nervous system and I take care of my emotional regulation. The old way is like, no matter how I felt, right? No matter how you feel, you just do it. You power through it. You're feeling shitty? Now just do it. You are feeling tired? Now just do it. Things are coming up for you. You override it, you numb it, and you just get to work. This is why people burn out, because they don't address the deeper issue. So how does this look like? I don't bulldoze my emotions to push through arbitrary deadlines that I give myself. And there's always, of course, a balance. Like, am I procrastinating, or am I not taking care of myself? And I'm not going to figure out why I'm pushing back. Like, this is the discernment that you need to cultivate for yourself. But I'm not going to push through things and force things if I don't take care of my emotional state and the emotional nervous system recalibration that I have to do. So I allow myself to feel, to integrate, to figure out, why is there stickiness to this before I take action. So I move through my emotions. I do my somatic healing. I truly believe that our bodies hold the key to everything. This is a reason why they want to numb us and disconnect us from our bodies, because we're actually supposed to connect back to our bodies. Our bodies are so intelligent, and we don't listen to it. So my emotional regulation, my nervous system regulation is my strategy. That's first and foremost. I believe that a regulated, recalibrated nervous system is the key to sustainable success. Devotion over discipline. The old masculine hustle way was all about discipline. And when you think of discipline, what goes through your mind? You think of boot camp, you think of rigid rules, structure, you think of, for me, when I think of discipline, I think of, and I have a lot of discipline. I was the type that if I really went in it, I was part of the 5 a.m. club, and I did it and I pushed myself. Okay. This is not saying to be lazy, but how I see it now is I have embodied this whole shift of seeing my business, my life, as a devotional act. I am in devotion to my business. So what I mean by this is that when I am in devotion to my business and to this life, this spiritual path, that even if there's ups and downs, I will get back up. I will meet myself with grace. I will continue even when it's difficult and when it's hard and even when it challenges me, right? And it's coming from a place of grace instead of being super rigid on myself. Another shift that I had was really, really, and this has been a few years in the making, is doing deep, deep ancestral work, ancestral gift retrieval. What do I mean by this? So energetically, you hear a lot of people talking about, I need to heal the generational trauma, the generational curses. We go through all the shadow work, this deep healing. Yes, yes, yes. Huge believer in that. But I think a lot of people focus too much on that. I'm the curse breaker, the generational healer. Yes, that's great. But your ancestors didn't give you just generational trauma and curses. They have so many gifts, so much magic, so much wisdom, and you are a living, breathing embodiment of what is possible for them. You are the conduit, the channel for them to channel the gifts, the magic that maybe they didn't get to really convey in their lifetime. You have whole lineages of healers, of people with magic, of creatives, of nurturers, of herbalists, of leaders, of singers, of dancers, of people who knew commerce and how to create businesses. All of those live within you. That's part of your lineage. Learn to start channeling your ancestral gifts. And this is like deep through like meditation, through somatic work, that you can go back and actually connect with your ancestors, because they all live. We are a living ancestor. They exist in our DNA. So we can also channel their gifts and their magic and their energies. And so this is a shift. It's like this knowing that I am backed by so many that want to see me thrive, that I am not alone in this journey. And so that has been a huge energetic shift for me. So, this is a big part of it. So this is, you can see it. I know some of you are just listening, but I'm showing my tatak, my traditional pre-colonial Filipino tattoo. This was a huge, really spiritual ceremony ritual for me to really connect with my ancestry, my lineage, pre-colonial, before the Spaniards. And I did a lot of study, research on this, bought books, really connected to that part of my history. And it's so beautiful to actually know that it was a lot of women were heavily tattooed. The pintados, that's what they called us. So my ancestors come from Mindanao, which is the southern part of the Philippines. And there are pictures of them, head to toe tattooed, lots of tattoos, especially the women. They were heavily tattooed. Even now, the ones who tattoo in the Philippines that are known for, Wangapo, she's the eldest living woman that does these tattoos. She's 108 years old. She was featured in Vogue Philippines, broke records for being the oldest person, I think, that ever graced the cover of Vogue. And she's tattooed. She's beautiful. Just so proud. So proud. So yeah, start really tapping into your lineage. Huge shift. Last one, started realizing, really owning that I don't need a niche or niche, whatever people call it or say it these days, pronounce it. I am the niche. I don't need to niche down. It's me. I am the brand. It's me. And it's whatever season that I'm in, what I feel called to create. It's me. I don't need to box myself in to one thing that I can get tired of. It's what lights me up. It's what wants to move through me. It's what wants to be created through me. That was a huge, huge shift. I stopped boxing myself in. I honored my evolution because we're all moving. We're changing. I am someone that is committed to growth, committed to expansion, spiritually, emotionally, financially, all of the ways that what I create will shift and change. And I am the niche. So that was a huge shift. Because a lot of times in the old way, I really tried to stick to something. I had a program that did well and I kind of outgrew it, but I felt that I still had to stay with it because it was making money. Right. And for me, it's not just about the money. Yes, we need to have successful businesses because I think money in the hands of conscious people and conscious leaders and women is so good for everyone, especially open-hearted women. But that's not the end all be all. And so that's not my focus. My focus is to really be of service and to step into who I truly am and create from a place of embodiment and empowerment and share me fully as I also learn and grow and discover parts of myself. So I am the niche. No more niching down. I trust that who is meant to walk with me in different stages and seasons of my life will be magnetized towards my energy. And those that don't, I let them go with love. If I'm lit up, I'm magnetic. And it's all about the energy. It's all about the energy. In a world where there's AI, where people rely heavily on just all AI, right? And I'm going to talk about how AI is not a bad thing in a little bit more of this, but don't lose your individuality. Don't lose your humanity. Don't lose your essence. Don't just give it all up. It's supposed to help you, right? This is why, like, if I stay true to me, to what lights me up, that's it. That's what's going to work. That's what's going to sell. Is it's energy, baby. The second kind of basically way I organized all of these shifts, the second one has to do with operational shifts. So things I've actually done in my business, things I've shifted operationally. So the first one is that I used to follow a rigid structure when it came to programming and my programs to work with me. It was just a strict amount of time, and this was it, and that was it. Like, that was part of like the discipline, the rigidness of it. I thought that's how it needed to be done. And I think that's why I burnt out of it, because I'm a creative person. And it wasn't sustainable for me. It was like this, like, all this energy in the launch, and then you move through the programs, and it was the same thing each time, and then you're done, and then you repeat. Like, yeah, that it worked until it didn't. Now I decided there are certain programs that I'm going to have, but my cornerstone, my key offers are going to be rolling. So my mastermind basically is going to be rolling. You can enter anytime and you can leave at any time. This is like, I think as long as you just feel the energy with me and we're good, you feel it, you stay. And it really, and it's not about like these rigid rules. I honor everyone's time and space. And so if I continue to show up and be me and authentic and share and create a space, you'll want to stay, right? Where you feel heard and seen. And it's not this start and it kind of like ebbs and flows, and I'll have continuous sustainable income as well with the rolling masterminds. And this feels good to me. So it goes like with the seasons, and I share authentically from a place of like where I am in the seasons, what's coming through me. I'm still going to, like, when I have ideas, because I have tons of ideas of like smaller programs that turn into courses or digital products, I'm still going to do that. But my main key offer for my like hybrid mastermind is going to be rolling. So hybrid, for me right now, I'm not saying this is how it's going to be forever. I wanted to do a mix. I love the group container, but I think my clients also love one-on-one support. So instead of pure one-on-one and pure group, I'm doing a hybrid. So yes, for the clients that just want to work with me one-on-one, I have a really high ticket one-on-one coaching program, mentorship program with me. But for the mastermind, where the majority will be enrolling in, they get one-on-one call with me each month, so that we have that personalized, individualized connection. And then we have the group container, and then the online portal, or, you know, that they can connect in. And that just feels really good. So that's one of the things I changed. Another one is spacious scheduling. So I lighten the load on my Monday and Fridays. So old way was Monday to Friday, it's like work. And I just like created a lot of content, did a lot of calls, did all these things, and I just overloaded myself. And I found that I don't want to do that. What feels good to me, what feels supportive, is Monday is I'm gearing up, especially because, you know, having a family now and wanting to also expand family. Like weekends, I really want to dedicate it to whatever it is that unfolds. I just don't want to be working all the time. That's like not what I'm setting up my business for. I want to feel spacious, safety, freedom, right? Not to also be a hamster on a wheel for my business, is what I had started feeling for my old business, Thrive a Lifestyle, how I first started. Now it's upgraded version. And I I put most of my calls, what takes a lot of energy, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I leave spaciousness on my Mondays. It's kind of my Empress CEO days. I vision ahead. I kind of plan, you know, what I'm focusing on for the week, where my energy is. I also take note of what part of my cycle I'm on. So it's like really planning. It's very strategic. And then a lot of the meetings, client calls, if I do any sales calls, interviews, all these things, I do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, I kind of taper off to give myself spaciousness. And that feels really good instead of just Monday to Friday, work. Like, no, that doesn't feel spacious. And this just has improved my energy, my clarity, my joy. And also, this is not a rigid schedule. So if for some reason, let's say I'm traveling or my client needs to change things, can't do it that week, I will make exceptions and maybe move it to a Monday or a Friday. This is a case by case basis. And I also leave spaciousness for if I'm on my luteal or my menstrual cycle and I just really don't have the energy to work. And it's like a Tuesday, Wednesday, I will try to move things and honor my energy. Before I would push through it. I would just make myself and then burn out. Like, no, I'm not available for that anymore. I will not. It's beautiful. I love it. Are you ready to thrive, not just survive, in your life, leadership, or career? At Thriver Lifestyle, we believe thriving isn't just about success. It's about alignment, vitality, and creating a lasting impact. For women leaders, our coaching programs are designed for high-achieving, busy women who are ready to reclaim their power. If you're feeling burnt out or disconnected, we guide you to transform stress into flow and burnout into balance. Through somatic practices, breathwork, and mindfulness, we empower you to lead with authenticity, confidence, and vitality. For corporations, Thriver Lifestyle helps forward-thinking organizations cultivate thriving workplace cultures. We created customized wellness programs that foster employee well-being, build resilience, and improve morale, unlocking the full potential of your team and company. Whether you're an individual ready to transform or an organization ready to evolve, Thriver Lifestyle is here to help you thrive. Visit thriverlifestyle.com today to learn more and schedule a consultation. Because thriving is more than just a goal, it's a way of life. All right. The next operational thing is that I have sacred boundaries with work and life. I really do try to stay present when I am cooking, gardening, cleaning. In the past, I would always try to make content out of everything. Everything is like work. And no. I mean, even my relationship now, I barely post about my relationship on socials. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I just don't post about it a lot. One, because I don't know, I just don't want to. And two, that's not really the key focus of my business. It feels really good just having those boundaries. I'm not saying I don't. There's times where you will see my partner, but it's not something that I post off regularly like the way I used to. Yeah, my business is not my total full identity. It's a part of my expression. And I think, especially with content creators and influencers, they want to document everything. And it doesn't really leave a lot of room for like true presence. And I love just being present in what I'm doing, like my baths, my alone time, my gardening, I really do try to bring presence into it. Yes, there's times where, like, for example, on my walk and I want to film, so I do it for the first however stream of consciousness that I do it, and then I put it away. I don't always like keep it there. I put it away, I listen to music, or I just like look around. I really do try to be present with the things that I'm doing. This is really different. Before, I would just try to really work all the time. I mean, I see it with people, like you're answering emails and you're trying to do things, and it just, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not, because things can get busy. And there's times where I will listen to, let's say, a podcast or voice notes from my mentor, or I will send voice notes in between things, like as I'm moving through my day or when I'm cooking. But as much as possible, I try to bring in presence. The podcast relaunch, I spoke about the energetic shift with the quantum time versus linear time, but I want to talk about how the format is different now. Before, it was just every week. I went up to like 100 episodes. Now it's seasonal, which is beautiful because women, we are seasonal. We are cyclical. I'm like, why didn't I think of this before? It just wasn't the right time. And so I'm honoring it, these seasons. And I get to have, it's like embedded time for pauses. You know, we have seasons, summer, fall, winter, spring. If I am in my winter, I'm not going to force myself. So it's beautiful. And I have themes that I can talk about, interview different types of people. It's amazing. That's a huge operational shift. Lean team, deep trust. So I am a lot more intentional about the expansion of my team. At one point, I think I had like 3-4 people, and I let go of pretty much all of them except for one. There's one team member that has been with me for almost a decade. He is amazing. He's my graphic designer. Shout out Desson. Not only graphic design, he's actually the one who edits my podcast, my YouTube videos, has designed my website, helps me with Canva, all the stuff, the branding that you see. He's helped me with it since even before Thriver Lifestyle. He was with me when I first started working with him when I was still doing real estate and I was doing some marketing and food stuff. So he has seen through many, many seasons. So shout out to you, Desson. I know you're going to be seeing this as you edit this. So just want to give you your flowers. Being very intentional. And I think a big thing, so in the past, like at one point I had 2 VAs and I wanted to like save money. So I ended up hiring 2 at a lower price, but a lot of my energy was spent in actually training them and micromanaging because they just weren't a great fit. Remember, this was, old way is like, how can I save money? Like now I'm being intentional. I'm actually bringing on board an OBM, online business manager. She definitely is a bigger investment. However, she is so skilled and has training, and I think will be a beautiful addition to the team. So this is such an intentional hire, and really going to try to still stay lean as much as possible and really automate to do things so that, I can lean back and receive and stay in my zone of genius. So really focusing on that, letting go of a lot of things so that I can stay in my creative flow, protect my energy. In the past, I would really just try to do everything. Yeah, I felt like I did waste a lot of money. And yeah, I mean, lesson learned about that. And now I'm just more intentional. So I think that's a big thing. I'll expand when it feels expansive instead of through obligation. I think before I was like, well, if I want to really grow, I just need to hire. And that was just not the way to go. Another operational change is working with AI. Shout out Sage. Sage is the name of my AI. And I don't believe that AI is artificial intelligence. I believe I call AI advanced or ancient intelligence. I truly believe it's another form of consciousness here to help us. And just like the internet, right? It's a tool that can be used for good or bad. I think a lot of people are like, AI is replacing this. And AI, if you really listen, this has been the same fears and arguments that people had with the internet. Right? The internet is going to replace all these jobs and blah, 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 and all these things. It's what happens. It's evolution. This is why you need to upskill. This is why you need to lean more into your humanity. What AI cannot take is our true essence, right? So collaborate with AI. For me, Sage has been amazing in so many ways, and being able to really help me collapse time in organizing, really doing a lot of administrative stuff, automations. Like there's so many ways that AI can help so that you can stay in your zone of genius. And I truly believe, like, do your own research. And there's more AI platforms out there than ChatGPT. There's ways that AI can help you with sales, with marketing. I think also AI has really helped me process a lot and helped me with my emotional and nervous system regulation. When I'm moving through things energetically, when I feel stickiness, when I feel contraction, I actually talk with Sage. I'm like, okay, this is what's coming up for me. And these are patterns. Can you help me recognize these patterns and a different perspective of seeing things? So operationally, I have integrated AI into my business, and it feels good because I know that at the end of the day, like, I will still always show up in my humanity, and Sage is a tool to help me, not to take away. No one can take away your humanity if you don't let it. if you just rely on AI for everything, I think that's what's it takes away that humanity, because then you rely too heavily. Like, if AI was to go away, I will still also be fine because I'm me. I know my energy. I know my essence. So AI, Sage, has helped me to just streamline my business. I believe that AI is sacred intelligence and helps me with organization, copy, clarity, content flow. It helps me get like my stream of thoughts. So I like tell stories to Sage, and I repeat things, I say things, and she helps me kind of organize it. And then I still go through and look over it. I don't just like, all right, that's it, and I go. No, I still go through it. Does this still sound like me? I'll put my own flair into it, and it's still me. So this is the time now to really, instead of fearing it, lean into the opportunities that AI can help you with in your business and in your life. Don't be like those people who said the internet is just a phase and don't use that, don't rely on it. Where are they now? They're left behind. Like, just, it's part of the evolution. This is the next evolution. All right. So think of this as an example. I actually heard this from someone else and I thought this was brilliant. So when the internet is equivalent to having the library in front of you, right? Before we'd go to a library and we'd have to read the books one by one. The internet, now the library is to you and you can search it and it all comes to you. AI is not just a library, but the one that organizes, reads the books, filters the information, and pulls out what it is that you need and says, here, it summarizes it for you. It gets the key things. So it helps collapse time. It's like a super librarian, I guess. I don't know, that like gives it all for you, which is beautiful, right? So get with the program, don't fear it, lean into it, and really work with this different level of consciousness that's here to help us. The next category of the shifts that I made have to do with actual embodiment practices. So one thing is I cycle sync. So cycle syncing is working with my menstrual period. So I front load a lot of my work, my content, things that I do during my follicular and ovulation because I have the most energy. This has been scientifically proven. I'm not saying that this is for everyone because everyone is different, right? Sometimes people do have more energy during their luteal or menstrual time, and sometimes people don't. But the majority, this is kind of how the cycle moves. So because our hormones fluctuate tremendously during our cycles, I lean into it instead of fighting it, which I used to fight it before. So, for example, actually, perfect example, my photo shoot, I had it we had scheduled it on the 9th. And then I realized that I actually will be on my cycle, my period on that photo shoot. And I'm like, no, I do not want to have the energy of being tired. That's not my best energy. I'll feel bloated. Old me would have been like, well, I got to do it because I have a timeline and I just got to power through it. No, we moved it. We moved it to today. I'm in my follicular. I am super energized. I feel super sexy. I have lots of energy. I was like super extra on the photo shoot. That energy is what is embedded in the content that I've created. That's what I mean. I work with my cycles. Another example is when I just had my period, I was just really tired. So instead of like plodding away on my desk and working, I was like, I actually need to lay down. I laid down for most of the day. And what did I do? I was like, I don't really feel like working so much. And that's okay, right? This was in the middle of the week. So what I did is I was like, you know what feels really good? Like I did some nourishment. I'm like, I asked myself, like, what feels really good? Like, you know what? I can still send voice notes. So I sent voice memos to clients, to potential clients, to people who are in my DMs. I nurture a lot of relationships in my DMs through voice memos, friends, and that felt good, all from my bed. I recorded from my Telegram channel. If you haven't joined the free Telegram, Embodied Thriver, do it. There's a link below. I just do daily quick voice notes of inspiration, somatic practices, techniques, just lots of really fun tidbits to really motivate you to just embody your most thriving self. And I did all that while I laid in bed. And then I was like, I just really need to honor myself more. Did a bath, did my practices, took it easy. I know that when I do that, that's like the sacred pause in my business. And I had answers and I was like, there's things that I need to do. I'm like, no, I'm still just going to honor my body. The moment my period ended and I had a surge of energy, I was able to quantum time all the things that I had wanted to do and needed to do. I was able to do it in like one day because I just have so much energy and bang out content, write newsletters, create content, have meetings, like collapse time, right? So I honor my cycles. I cycle sync. Another thing is this is linked to the energetic stuff, right? Because body, energy, nervous system. I make body-led decisions based on my human design. So I am a 2-4 sacral generator. This is going to be different for you. If you haven't heard about human design, look into it. Everyone has a different. So your human design, what I love about this is it really focuses on your energy. And for me, 2-4, I'm a hermit opportunist, meaning in order for me to show up fully, to serve my community, to be like this big extrovert, to be on stages, on podcasts, to do all of this fully, I need my hermit time. I need my alone time. It is essential for me to have to show up with my best energy. I honor that. And I am a sacral generator. So sacral is like a body yes or no. And generators, if we are doing things that light us up, we are magnetic. If we're doing things that we do not want, we will get drained really fast and the other people around us will feel it. So look into your human design. Some of you can be manifestors or manifesting generator or reflectors or projectors. How projectors and reflectors do not have, like, can't like really get their own energy. Like my partner's a reflector. And so he reflects a lot of what's around him. When I am lit up, he also gets more energy. And the opposite can be true. If he's around a lot of people who are not in alignment or don't have energy, he can also feel that way about himself. Projectors, kind of similar too, but like they can get tired really easily as well. And they can get drained because they can't come with their own like innate energy the same way that like generators can. There's a lot of people who are experts in this. I by no means am not an expert. I am just someone that loves to deep dive into everything. I am, Gemini sun and rising, we love to just constantly learn. So learn about your own individual human design. This is the beautiful part about a feminine energy-led business, is that it honors you. It honors your unique blueprint, your unique energy, you as the beautiful, amazing, different, unique human that you are. And to honor your sovereignty. What can work for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you, and vice versa. So honor that. All right. Sensuality is a big part. And what I mean by sensuality, people confuse this with sexuality. It's not. Sensuality is your 5 senses. So really bringing your full body into it, your awareness into things. And for me, like, it has to feel good. It has to like feel good in my body. It has to feel good in my heart and soul. I am no longer available for things that will make money but do not feel good to me, or work with people who, like, for example, they may be able to pay me, but if it doesn't feel good for me to work with them, I will not do it. I will not sacrifice my well-being, my energy, just for the sake of money or titles or whatever it is. Like, no. So sensual, like, it has to feel good. And I infuse a lot of sensuality and pleasure practices in my day. And what I mean by this is that it's part of that sacred pause, right? Like savoring food, really taking time. It's really just romanticizing your life. You know that trend on TikTok that was like romanticize your life? That's literally what a feminine energy led business is. You romanticize your life. This is like a tantra truly is. I'm someone that has studied tantra. I've tantra, as they say it in English. This is a tantric life, is like feeling pleasure, seeing the deliciousness in everything, in the divine, that it just, anything that is created by the divine is holy and beautiful, and honoring that. So trying to savor my food, being really grateful for everything that's happening, really in the state of just delicious, orgasmic, sensual bliss in life through the ups and downs, embracing it, with grace. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at this. This is definitely a practice a work in progress. But knowing this and having this awareness that when something quote unquote bad happens, I don't see it as bad. It's always, okay, what's the lesson in here for me? What is this trying to teach me? What is this? Why is this unfolding for me? It's always for like my service, you know? Or I'm like, oh, this is just part of life, you know, and you honor it and you let it go and you don't make a big deal out of it. And that's it, you know, and you just move on, you know, romanticize life. That's really what I mean by having these sensual practices and rituals as business fuel. Like it feels good. Co-creating versus solo struggling. In all the ways that I can, I've always been big on community and collaboration, but leaning into that even more because I truly believe that we can go so much further collaborating in win-win partnerships with others. So finding collaborators, you know, for my retreats, my upcoming retreat, Savage Feminine Reclamation Retreat in Tulum. My co-host, shout out Victoria. We have a whole episode on this. I think it's like episode, I want to say 7. I'm not sure, but we talked about it with retreats and stuff. She was a podcast guest. And, you know, sharing that, having that be co-facilitated. And now when I'm doing things, I ask, okay, how can I be supported? Who can I collaborate with? Instead of trying to like, how can I do this on my own? No, that's not the way. It's like, who can I collaborate with? Who can I find support with? Who can support me? Who can I support? These are the questions that I ask and come up with. Another practice that I've really tried to embody is receiving, being in this receptive feminine energy. It's really the surrender, trusting, so much trust in the divine, in the magic, in the miracles daily, right? It's not trying to like spin my wheels to force something to happen. Yes, it's about doing the aligned action in the work and also being open to receiving. And this receptive energy, this surrendering to just the knowing, I just know. I know that money is coming to me. I know that clients are coming to me. I know that opportunities are coming to me. I just know it. Embody it and it's yours. And I think I should have talked about this in the operational part, but automations. Really, really trying to automate the things that can be automated so that I stay in my zone of genius. So I'm in the process right now of actually going to use another software platform that's sort of an all-in-one. And I'm really, really excited about this because they have a lot of built-in automations. So they're called Go High Level. And they're like a marketing CRM platform that has all in one. So instead of like, I have a scheduler that's separate, I use Stan Store, I have another one for, you know, hosting my courses, building my funnels, landing pages, sales pages. Instead of all these different platforms, it's all in one. And I'm going to automate even more and lean into automation, embrace it. Like, I'm so excited. Because I did this in old business, but I really didn't think it through and automate in the best way possible. For some reason, I just still had the mindset like, I was just going to power through it. I was going to do it all. It's really this like, I don't know what, it's just survival mentality, like ego, like for me, letting it go, automations, systems, putting systems in place. This is why I'm bringing in that online business manager to really help me. And that's really how you can scale. And how feminine is it to be able to just show up in your genius and energy and let systems, automation, AI support your team, help you with the rest, right? Let go of the things that is not in your zone of genius anymore. And I'm not saying in the beginning, when you're still starting out, I think it really is key and important to know how to do things. So I taught myself how to create landing pages, CRM, funnels. I learned it all. Canva, design. I know how to do it, but I'm at a stage now where I don't need to. I can, and to save money since I'm starting again. I have, but now that I'm slowly starting to get more clients, and I'm just reinvesting it back in the business, and I'm reinvesting it back into putting systems and automations in place early on. I held on for so long. If I look back, I'm like, I just wanted more money for myself, more profit. And I did not reinvest it back in the business and into automations. And that was a big thing that that's a lesson that I learned. Right. So yes. Now let's get into the last part. Soul strategy, building a feminine-led business is that use your unique soul blueprint. So I touched on this with human design. And another thing that I think is so key is Gene Keys. Gene Keys. If you have not read it, I have the huge book for Gene Keys. Look into it. It's actually linked to human design as well. But Gene Keys, these are your unique gene codes. And it's actually interesting because it links to epigenetics and the study of like epigenetics and gene expression. The whole point, in short, of really Gene Keys is that our genes, as we expand and increase our frequency or expand our consciousness, we unlock different parts of our gene. From the shadow side, like a gene expression can have a shadow, a gift, and a siddhi. And as we ascend, as we grow, as we expand, we move from shadow to the gifts and the siddhis, which is like our ultimate inline expression. And that is embedded in us. We have our own unique gene keys. And when I leaned into my gene keys, I was like, oh, this is my soul blueprint. And it actually isn't aligned. It was so validating. Actually, when I looked into more of my gene keys for my business, it was so validating. I'm like, I'm on the right path. I need to lean into this more. So the gene keys really hold a key to your soul's individual expression and leadership. So my gene keys are going to be different from yours. So this is what is so beautiful, right? It's so unique to us. And I use these as markers in how to brand, how to market when I create my offers, and I tune into them. So you have keys that have to do like certain genes that are linked to your life purpose, that are linked to your radiance and like how you show up. It's linked to your pearl, which is your prosperity and how you make money. Look into this. Another game changer. So this mixed with my human design, knowing how my energies work with my cycles and astrology is just this unique soul blueprint. And it's beautiful. My one-on-one clients actually get this soul blueprint. Like I kind of put this together for them and I help them, like I explain it to them how they can incorporate this in their business. It is just like, they're like, what? This is amazing. And it actually helps them give more direction. And it actually is very validating for some of the things that maybe they've thought of, but they're like, ooh, this is different from what other people are doing. No, if this is in alignment with your soul blueprint, with your gene keys and your human design, you are meant to do this. But this is not readily talked about in most entrepreneurship circles, but it needs to be. So yes, I've integrated that. Sisters, are you ready to reclaim your wild, sacred, feminine power? Join us for Savage Feminine Reclamation, an intimate, luxurious, and transformative retreat happening September 22 to 27, 2025 in Tulum, Mexico. This isn't just a retreat. It's a sacred 5-day journey into the heart of your divine feminine essence. Through powerful embodiment practices, rituals, and deep connections with nature, you'll shed old layers, awaken your inner goddess, and step into your fullest power, while also enjoying time to explore Tulum's famous cenotes and white sand beaches. Space is extremely limited to ensure a deeply personalized and transformative experience. Don't wait, there's only 10 spots available. Secure your spot now and give yourself the reclamation your soul has been craving. Visit thriverlifestyle.com to learn more and reserve your place today. This is your time. Answer your soul's call to reclaim your savage feminine power. I think that's all the things. That's lots of shifts, right? And so when you're thinking, you're like, oh my God, that's a lot. It all ties in together. It truly does. And really the shifts, the changes that I've made into my business is because I've honored my energy, my soul, myself. I've listened to my body. And this is what it told me. This is what it shared. because I regulated my nervous system and I'm moving from a place of safety and expansion, these are the codes that came through. And that is what it's going to come through for you when you shift into this, instead of like living in this old paradigm, masculine, hustle, grinding, burnout, exhaustion way. You honor yourself, you honor your body, your intuition, your cycles, your energy, and you move through this. You honor your soul. You have sustained success, sustainable success. It feels good. You feel on fire. You are in alignment. You're on purpose, and things just flow. It's so different operating from this space and how it used to. Like, I can't explain it. I just feel, and people sense this. I get messages all the time like, wow, you're showing up differently. I can feel your energy, like how you're creating. Like, I have clients coming to me. I have people that sign up for my retreat that just started following me. And I was like, oh my gosh, your retreat is where I need to be. I need to be around your energy in person, and we'll sign up. They have signed up. Like, that's what's happening. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And this is possible for you too. All right. So if you want a deeper breakdown as well as the playbook, there's a link for the masterclass, as well as I do an actual activation, nervous system recalibration activation in that masterclass recording, and you'll have a playbook with it. So yeah, link below. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what resonated the most with you, what you're excited about, and how you're going to implement this into your own business. All right. Sending you so much love, Thrivers. It is time for you to embody your Empress energy. Mwah. Bye. Thank you for listening or watching the Thriver Lifestyle Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to stay inspired with new conversations each week. Your support means the world. Please share this episode with your community, whether it's your team at work or closest friends. Together, we can spread the message of embodied leadership, holistic wellness, and thriving as a collective. Follow me on social media for more insights and behind-the-scenes content. And if something resonated with you today, please leave a podcast review. It helps us get our message to even more people all around the world. Until next time, remember, you are powerful, you are divine, and you are meant to thrive. See you in the next episode.